Hey agents, Agent Huntsman here. Today's debrief is about something almost every player experiences it in the Division Resurgence sooner or later. The infamous progression wall. At first, the game feels fast. You level quickly, gear upgrades happen constantly, your power score keeps climbing. Every mission feels extremely rewarding. But then the endgame starts. And suddenly, every single thing slows down to a drop. Your upgrade becomes inconsistent. Your build starts feeling extremely weaker. Enemies becomes extremely harder to deal with. Farming feels just a complete repetitive thing. And progression begins feeling like you're just stuck in place. Now, most players assume this happens because they're just unlucky, or they need better drops, or they simply just need to grind more. But honestly, a lot of players are slowing down their own progression without realizing it. Through sometimes inefficient farming, poor upgrade priorities, bad resource management, weak build direction even, and absolutely constantly rebuilding instead of refining it. Because endgame progression is not just about grinding harder, it's about progressing intelligently. And in today's debrief, we're breaking down the biggest mistakes quietly slowing down players' progression in the Division Resurgence. Because once you understand these systems properly, endgame becomes dramatically smoother. The first problem in today's list is the fact that constantly changing classes destroys your progression. This is probably one of the biggest progression traps in the entire game right now. And honestly, I understand why people want to do it. Every class looks interesting. Every subclass has unique mechanics. You see another player performing well and suddenly you want to rebuild everything. I've been there, done that, regretted it. But here's the problem. Endgame progression rewards specialization, not constant restarting. Because every time you completely switch directions, your farming priorities change, your gear requirements change, your stats needed change, your weapon setup changes as well, your optimization path resets. In other words, the whole game becomes anew. And now instead of farming efficiently, you're farming everything. That slows progression massively. For example, a player fully committed to one role, let me say a bulwark or something of the sort, optimizes gear faster, refines stats more efficiently, improves mods constantly, understands scaling more deeply for that class. Now, if you're constantly changing your class, the player constantly rebuilding from scratch usually ends up with a fragmented gear, unfinished builds, wasted recalibrations. Trust me, I've done that multiple times. I have so many wasted recalibrations on my account that I don't have how to count it. And it's something that takes your resources. Those resources are scarce and you gotta be focused on that. Now, don't get me wrong, experimentation is important. It's very important to try out the other classes. But there's a huge difference between testing a build, testing a class, and rebuilding your entire account every few days. Endgame rewards mastery, not indecision. For the second biggest problem is the fact that power score is not the same as build quality, alright? It's not the same. This is another massive mistake. Players become obsessed with power score simply because of the leaderboard. There is no point, okay? There is no point on focusing only on the power score. Power score is just the number. And yes, power score does matter a little bit. But too many power scores sacrifice actual build functions on the fact that players focus only on the number, and this creates terrible progression habits. Because sometimes a higher score item breaks down your setup bonus, it ruins your stat synergy, it lowers your uptime, it weakens your role, it destroys your build consistency, okay? It breaks it completely. but players equip their gear, their weapon, simply because of the higher number. And suddenly the build performs extremely worse and they wonder why. This has become something especially noticeable in the endgame, because at higher levels, synergy matters more than raw score increases. Alright? The score can be as high as it wants it to be, but if your build is not optimal, you will suffer in the endgame. Okay? A properly optimized low score build can outperform a random high score setup. Please understand that. It can outperform a broken stat combination. It can outperform a poorly optimized gear. Alright? Power score should support your build. Support it. It should not be the main thing. It should not replace it. And honestly, a lot of players hit progression walls simply because they're chasing that score instead of chasing the efficiency that your build can in fact bring to your gameplay. If this debrief is already helping you rethink progression differently, make sure to subscribe, because we're going much deeper into the endgame systems and optimizations moving forward. For the third point on the list is the fact that you're investing into too many things at once. This is another progression killer, right? Most players spread resources everywhere. They upgrade the random gear they get, their unfinished builds, their multiple weapons, their unnecessarily recalibrations, the half-complete setups, alright? I had another character, I had another class, let me upgrade this might be good for the medic, no, this might be good for the bulwark, no, this might be good for the vanguard. You see, these are all resources wasted, and eventually they run out of resources constantly. Endgame rewards focused investment, not emotional upgrading. Strong players usually focus on one primary build, one core role, one weapon direction, and one optimization path at a time. Alright? That creates efficient scaling, especially all the way from the beginning to the end game. Meanwhile, spreading resources across everything creates a weaker progression, an unfinished optimization, resources starvation, and an inconsistent power growth. You just feel stuck, and not because progression is impossible, but because progression became inefficient. For the fourth point on the list is the fact that farming without a plan is simply wasting time. This is one of the biggest differences between progressing players and stagnant players. A lot of players farm endlessly without actually knowing what they're farming for. They simply run missions, collect loot, dismantle gear, repeat activities endlessly. But efficient farming requires direction. Before farming, experienced players usually know which set they need, which stats matter, which role they're optimizing for, which upgrade gives the biggest improvement. We make a checklist, alright? That creates targeted progression. And targeted progression is much faster than random farming, because random farming creates random results. Intentional farming creates real builds. For the fifth and final point on today's list is the fact that endgame is about efficiency, not just damage. This is probably the biggest mindset mistake in the endgame right now. Players become obsessed with that DPS, with that crits, with the burst damage, with that huge numbers. But difficult content rewards consistency, my friend. Survivability, uptime, utility, battlefield control, role efficiency. Sometimes the strongest build is not the build dealing the biggest damage. As I've stated in multiple videos before, it's the build stabilizing the entire squad. This is exactly why support builds, utility setups, frontline roles, it's why this becomes dramatically stronger as difficulty increases as well in the content in the game. Because Endgame is not about looking powerful, it's about functioning efficiently under pressure. So yeah, agents, if your progression feels slow right now, there's a good chance it's not because you're unlucky. It might be because you're changing classes too often, maybe even chasing power scores blindly, spreading your resources too thin even. You might be farming without direction. I've done that a few times. And maybe you're prioritizing numbers over actual build functions. But honestly, once you start fixing those mistakes, Endgame becomes extremely smoother. Because the Division Resurgence Endgame is not really about grinding endlessly. It's about understanding the system behind progression itself. If you enjoyed this debrief and want more tactical breakdowns and progression analysis like this, drop a like below, so I know you want to see more of this. Stay sharp out there, agents. Agent Huntsman, signing out.